taken. It's aboard the Black Lives Matter movement, and he's all done and we're ready to get underway. Craig Young it is, with ball in hand. Fabulous record, itching to get a number against his name today. 2 slips in place. And immediately away. So a flick of the wrist gets him off the mark and England as well.
Say, when you, Jason Roy got injured in the camp they had before these games started. So then he only had 1 knock in the warm-up games, and that was when he got a first ball, I think, but didn't get any. All of them, he's looked sort of slightly out of sorts. Johnny Bairstow in the last game was outstanding. Talk about Roy's stats, Bairstow's are brilliant. Top of the tree, I'd say.
Just check that, please. Yeah, that's a minute.
Two wickets in the first ODI, 1 in the second for Craig Young. A little bit expensive. Just looking for that away shape from against the right-handers. Just getting a little greasy to start things up. One of the aspects of the piece that you did in the build-up to the game about Johnny Bairstow was just having a look at some of those strike rates. Here along with Jason Roy. Best has been over 7 and over. That's a minimum of 2,000 runs, and there's some serious names on that list. Took a look at some of the strike rates. Worked out with Johnny Bairstow, the best possible chance you've got is bowling left arm seam on a good length, and then you might go for around about a run a ball.
Looking at that, it's more about who's not there as well. You think Hayden and Gilchrist, a lot of that will be because of the 2 white balls will make it slightly easier to score quick. No! Tendulkar and Sehwag as well. You've got Sehwag and Gambia there. Tendulkar and Ganguly.
Lovely catch, right in the breadbasket, and that away shape that Craig Young was looking for has paid dividends, and Roy gets another low score.
A perfect line, perfect length, just pushing hard at that ball. It's just been a little bit out of sorts as Jason Roy. Bit of a nothing shot, wasn't really there to drive, nor did he try a massive drive over extra cover. Oh, good start. England now finding it tougher work at the top. Jason Roy goes for 1, 2 for 1.
Mama, Nestle Milo मेरे लिए क्यों important है?
क्योंकि इसमें है जौ की ताकत, दूध जिससे मेरे कैल्शियम एंड प्रोटीन और कोको आपके फेवरेट चॉकलेटी टेस्ट के लिए. इसमें है विटामिन्स, मिनरल्स जो बनाए नेस्ले माइलो के हर कप को न्यूट्रिशियस और दे आपको हेल्दी एनर्जी टू स्टे एट ऑल डे.
Nestle, good food, good life. लेकिन आपसे पुष्पित पाकिस्तान के लिए लिख लूंगा.
बड़े ख्वाबों को चाहिए बड़ी हिफाजत. नया लाइफ बॉय केयर इम्पैक्ट जो दे जरासीम से 100% यकीनी हिफाजत.
Pakistan Tour of England starts 5th August, 3 p.m. live on 10 Sports.
Early success for Ireland. Craig Young brings James Vince to the crease.
A little bit for off stump. Little bit more.
Nick Nice and Marlo O'Brien just having a chat about Vince.
Right arm over the rumble.
Dearly he'd like to post a total hint of away movement, just enough to find the edge of Jason Roy's bat.
You'd say that's the perfect line and length for James Vince. Get him pushing out, trying to hit one through the covers early. Well, this is a big chance for James Vince. He needs a score here or we might not see him again in international cricket. What have you got, James Vince?
It's a very good start for Gray Young. Excellent opening over. Wicket of Jason Roy, England 2 for 1.
Nestle Fruit of Idols, Pakistan's favorite.
UEFA Champions League, Barcelona versus Napoli, Sunday, 9th August, 12 a.m., live on 10 Sports. The UEFA Champions League is brought to you by Expedia and Nissan, UEFA Champions League sponsors.
ये हाथ चलाए सब कुछ करे बिरयानी
बड़ी तेजी से बनाई दाग भी निकलेंगे तेजी से नया सर्फ एक्सेल 100% मुश्किल दाग निकाले ज्यादा तेज सर्फ एक्सेल
He's only run out.
Just check that for me, please, Wilsey. Yeah.
Slightly different feel for Bairstow. Fine leg up inside the circle. There's a deep square in position. Powerful flick. Pretty lengthy boundary out towards that side of the ground as well. That's where Bairstow was very productive in that second one-day international. Otherwise, the field as it was. Do you actually think it's as big a moment as that for James Vince today? Is it last chance saloon?
We've heard Banton say, we've heard Sam Billings say how hard a team this is to get in. James Vince, not young anymore, what is he, 29? Can't see him playing again. If he doesn't get a score here, I don't see how he gets back in.
Just worth keeping an eye on that as well. Bairstow a little bit early on it, and the pitch was fresh. Pitch this a lot more central than the one the first two one-day internationals were played on, but there was just a hint of two-paced nature about the fresh pitch. Grass cut a little bit lower. All in all, looks a pretty good surface though. Edged and just over the top. Little airy-fairy from James Vince. He'll take it though. Off the mark in fairly fortunate fashion.
Far away was this. There to hit. Clears him comfortably.
Waiting.
A little fortune smiling on you. It's the story of James Vince, is it not? That's been the problem of the course of the Vince career. There's Stanford nipping one back sharply as well, so I'm sure there's many things running through the head of Vince. 7 for 1.
titles, Pakistan's favorite.
Get ready for a fully loaded WWE. Watch WWE Raw every Tuesday, WWE NXT every Thursday, and WWE SmackDown every Saturday. Enjoy your favorite WWE on 10 Sports.
देखना लेकिन मैं आपसे पिछले पाकिस्तान के लिए विकेट लूंगा।
बड़े ख्वाबों को चाहिए बड़ी हिफाजत। नया लाइफ बॉय केयर एंड प्रोटेक्ट जो दे जरासीम से 100% यकीनी हिफाजत।
Shadow 2. Best out. Comfortable. Last thing Reece Topley needs is another setback. After so many surgeries and problems, stress fractures, etc. It's an annoying little groin niggle can be extremely frustrating. Interesting to hear that actually, after just performing in white ball cricket for Sussex last year, he signed for Surrey. Alex Stewart said there's a good possibility he'll be playing red ball cricket. A little bit low. Pretty strong start from Ireland. One thing that could have been thrown at them was their discipline with the new ball, little bit errant. They have had good moments in the first and second one-day internationals. Just an element of having England on the ropes. That is classic James Vince.
Yeah, he's elegant. When you see him hit the middle of the bat with the cover drive, I don't think there's many players whose such a strength can also be such a weakness.
Butcher did a good third man on this in the last game. The head position of Vince when he plays that shot. Every time that he finds himself in trouble, the head seems to lift just a little bit.
Yeah, spot on. That foot doesn't go, does it? The head and the foot don't go across, even on that. Sort of plants down middle and off, and then his hands go away from the body. When he gets it right, it's devastating. When he gets it wrong, it's devastating for him. 14 for 1.
Pakistan Tour of England starts 5th August, 3 p.m. Live on 10 Sports.
बड़ी तेजी से बनाए, दाग भी निकलेंगे तेजी से। नया सर्फ एक्सेल 100% मुश्किल दाग निकाले ज्यादा तेज। सर्फ एक्सेल।
UEFA Champions League, Barcelona versus Napoli, Sunday, 9th August, 12 a.m. Live on 10 Sports. The UEFA Champions League is brought to you by Expedia and Nissan, UEFA Champions League sponsors.
As for England's white ballers, there's T20 internationals to come against Pakistan later in the summer. And we believe definitely coming over. There'll be some T20 internationals and some one-dayers too. Bowled him beautifully through the gates. Mark Adair, a pointed return back in the side, and he cleans up Johnny Bairstow.
One of England's form players is gone. Johnny Bairstow, eyes lit up when he saw this. Just a hint of movement, decking that ball back in towards the off stump. And the celebrations were out because that is a big wicket. Johnny Bairstow goes for 4, 14 for 2.
Nestle Fruit of Idols, Pakistan's favorite.
UEFA Champions League, Juventus versus Lyon, Saturday, 8th August, 12 a.m., live on 10 Sports. The UEFA Champions League is brought to you by Expedia and Nissan, UEFA Champions League sponsors.
बड़े ख्वाबों को चाहिए बड़ी हिफाजत नया लाइफ बॉय केयर एंड प्रोटेक्ट जो दे जरासीम से 100% यकीनी हिफाजत
Arena Esports, every Saturday, 1 p.m. on 10 Sports.
Perfect start for Ireland. Both openers back in the hutch. Jason Roy nicking off to second slip, and Johnny Bairstow, bowled by the returning Mark Adair, brings in the England captain. Second ball duck last time out. Plenty of time to make his mark here.
Hint of movement, just came back in. Johnny Bairstow playing outside the line, that bottom hand coming through. Trying to look down the list now. Players in form, you'd say, for England. Oh, Morgan, not so much, hasn't spent that much time in the middle. Sam Billings, yes.
Might have enough, and does. Just beats the despairing dive. But Brian on that boundary edge. Morgan off the mark.
Tom Banton scheduled to come in next. So he hasn't been in the greatest of touch. And also in the middle order, there's a place. He's one of those players who's come into international cricket in a different spot than he's used to in domestic cricket. Moeen Ali, David Willey, who played well in the second game.
You've got to think that, you've got to remember that there's no Root, there's no Butler, there's no Stokes. So on performances in, all things being equal, and a full squad were available, hypothetically, the next cab off the rank would be Sam Billings with the way that he's played.
Yeah, absolutely. Hence why I think this is a big game for James Vince. I do like Tom Banton, though. I think he's an excellent prospect.
Right!
That's well done in the covers. End of the fourth over, 18 for 2.
Mama, Nestle Milo मेरे लिए क्यों important है?
क्योंकि इसमें है जौ की ताकत, दूध जिससे मिले कैल्शियम एंड प्रोटीन और कोको आपके फेवरेट चॉकलेटी टेस्ट के लिए. इसमें है विटामिन्स, मिनरल्स जो बनाए नेस्ले माइलो के हर कप को न्यूट्रिशियस और दे आपको हेल्दी एनर्जी टू स्टे एक्टिव ऑल डे. Nestle, good food, good life.
Dish. Good runs. just climbing.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why you're spot on with saying Sam Billings has been such a big series for him. A lot of openers in domestic cricket. The middle order finishers and those guys who can score that runner ball if needed or 12 and over. Not as obvious.
You think that one aspect of Sam Billings has been the maturity he's shown in seeing off those. He seemed very calm at the crease, in control. A real character trait that selectors look for, and especially when transferring to the red ball game. Is there a possibility that he can transfer that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the thing with Sam Billings. We said at the top of the show that he's been around a long time, but he's not played a run of games in any format. He mixes a good cocktail from all the drinks that he's been carrying. So at the end of last year, we saw in first-class cricket, when he got a run of games, how destructive he could be. That's got to be his mission now. Runs are your only currency as a batsman.
Flicks away nicely. Like it should be a couple. Long chase for a dare. Fine leg boundary. Just to finish off what I was saying before about the Australian one-day trip, that's not been fully confirmed as yet. Very likely that all of that is going ahead. Before too long, should have some confirmation. If so, it should be a series look forward to. And a good finish for the overs. Bowling nicely. As Craig Young, 5 overs gone to 4 for 2.
बड़ी तेजी से बनाई, दाग भी निकलेंगे तेजी से। नया सर्फ एक्सेल 100% मुश्किल दाग निकाले ज्यादा तेज। सर्फ एक्सेल।
Pakistan Tour of England starts 5th August, 3 p.m. Live on 10 Sports.
Bridge, intriguing into the game there. Yorkshire easing towards victory at Chester Street. Nice moment for Chris Rushworth in that game, taking his 500th first-class wicket. Leicestershire. Anti Foxes could be undoing Lancashire at Worcester. They're looking for 4 more wickets. Lancashire lead 79 runs in their second innings. Tasty one at Chelmsford as well. Kent Essex. Essex 94 more runs to win with 6 wickets in hand. Sorry, not the best start in pursuit. They're 314 to win, 55 for 3. And Sussex, excellent performance by Ollie Robinson. Really looking forward to seeing him make the next step up. 8 wickets in the game for Ollie Robinson. They won by 94 runs over Hampshire.
Loving the Bob Willis Trophy. I'll tell you what, I quite like the way that it's structured. And also, you've now got, this is such an opportunity for the second division clubs, or the teams that have been in there this year, or would have been there this year. So Sussex have already beaten Hampshire. It's a big win for them. I speak to the Hampshire batsmen, they say that Ollie Robinson was a serious bowler. Leicestershire got a chance, your old boys, but, well, 2 of your old teams, isn't it? Leicestershire versus Lancashire.
I was a junior at Lancashire. Strictly speaking, the old teams are the Foxes and the Bears. You're right. Leicestershire's record against Lancashire has been pretty poor.
Leicestershire's record against most teams hasn't been great.
Set you up for that one, really, didn't it? you're right, with the shortened season, their best 11 would, you'd think, stay fitter for a shorter period of time. They've got more availability. So it is an opportunity for, in inverted commas, smaller counties and smaller clubs to actually have an opportunity to win it.
No overseas players as well.
Not quite timed it, Morgan. Might be enough though. Long chase. Josh Little gets beaten by the ball. 4 to Morgan. His second boundary concludes the 6th over. 28 for 2 England.
बड़े ख्वाबों को चाहिए बड़ी हिफाजत नया लाइफ पॉइंट केयर एंड प्रोटेक्ट जो दे जरासीम से 100% यकीनी हिफाजत
Sports Stars Uncovered every Sunday, 10:30 a.m. on 10 Sports.
Side midfield. There's the guilty party. Just a reminder that both England openers departed fairly cheaply as well.
Thank you.
After Bairstow's pyrotechnics in the second one-day international. And done by Nick Backer from Market returning to the island side. Again, high on the back from Morgan. Found the space. By Morgan. The ricochet still might make it go to the boundary. It does. Definitely found his timing in that one. I want to stay in the bubble for these players, many of whom will return back to their counties to take part in that Bob Willis Trophy.
It's good nowadays. You can look on Twitter, can't you? You can see some clips of who's got runs in the Championship or in the Bob Willis Trophy.
Wonderfully hit from Morgan. It sat up begging for the beans. That was the treatment that Morgan gave to it.
Even though Morgan's going to take confidence from that shot, any surface, you just want to see what the short ball is doing. Put it away like that, you're going to feel confident. Player I saw as well, playing for Surrey, Jamie Smith. Have a look on there on Surrey's Twitter feed.
A little early that time, Morgan. End of 7. 39 for 2.
Nestle Fruit of Idols, Pakistan's favorite. बड़ी तेजी से बनाई दाग भी निकलेंगे तेजी से नया सर्फ एक्सेल 100% मुश्किल दाग निकाले ज्यादा तेज सर्फ एक्सेल
Pakistan Tour of England starts 5th August 3 p.m. live on 10 Sports.
Now there into James Vince.
looked assured this afternoon. Lost both overs cheaply. Jason Roy, who been in prime form, missed out in the 3 one-day internationals in South Africa in the new year. No cricket since then, and has not made a mark on this series either. Just wonder if Jason needs to take a leaf out of Johnny Bairstow's book and pick a little battle for himself in these games. It's look as though he's a little bit less than excited about the contest at the moment. Johnny Bairstow looking to take the game to mark. Adair has found himself back in the dressing room as well. Skipper Owen Morgan's come out at number 4 for the first time, with his side in a little bit of trouble. Decent start for the Green Machine, Niall O'Brien.
The Green Machine, once Butch, well, a couple of wickets. Great reward. Good to see Mark Adair back in the side. Talented cricketer. Been watching from a second floor balcony for the last couple of games. Itching to get out there. Got a certain competitive edge about him, Mark Adair.
Morgan's not going to take a backward step. He's flying down the pitch at Adair and smears that one through mid-wicket for 4. 8th boundary now for England.
Morgan often likes to get on the charge early to get his innings going. Mark Adair just operating around the 80-mile-an-hour mark, so it's not going to worry the England skipper. Thick inside edge, didn't like it. Initial call was 2, but the modern-day batsman, the modern-day bat, goes all the way to the boundary.
Talk about the modern-day bat, Niall. Just look how hard Owen Morgan's swinging with this. Absolute kitchen sink. I reckon even with one of the old planks that I had back in 1992, it would have gone before if I'd swung it at that hard.